Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Therapy Talk, where we talk about all things mental health. My name is Lloyd, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist here in New York City. I'm also the owner of a group private practice called Blue Harbor Psychotherapy. Okay, so it's 2021. It's a new year. Well, not quite new anymore because it's already February. I apologize. It took me a while to make another video, but here I am, first video of the year. So I figured I'd do something different and start something new for 2021. So I decided to start a new segment or a new series in Therapy Talk that I'd like to call quite simply Dear Lloyd. So I'm sure from the tone of my voice and those words that some of you already have an idea what this series or segment is all about. I got the inspiration from the advice column Dear Abby, which I'm a big fan of. So for those who don't know, Dear Abby is an advice column started in 1956 by Pauline Phillips and is published in different publications. Interestingly, her name is not actually Abby. It's, like I said, Pauline Phillips. Who went by the pen name Abigail Van Buren. And now it's actually currently run by her daughter, Jean Phillips. So that's Abby, aka Pauline Phillips. Okay, so essentially people would send her questions about, marriage, relationships, anything under the sun, and she'll give her advice. So I'm going to do something similar here at Dear Lloyd. So I will be answering some questions that you may have regarding mental health, whether it's about mental health, depression, anxiety, mental health illnesses or conditions, relationships, marriage, stress, things like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comment section, or you can also email those questions to me at lloyd@blueharborpsychotherapy.com. All right, and please don't forget, hit that subscribe button, okay? Please subscribe to my channel, and please give this video a big like. Alrighty? So, in today's video, I will be answering some questions around depression. All right, so I have a few questions here related to depression, and I will share with you my answers, my insights regarding these questions. So here comes the first question. Dear Lloyd, I have been feeling sad and alone. I'm not motivated to do anything. Do I have depression? So in private practice, I work a lot with clients with depression, and I get a lot of questions regarding this, not only from my clients, but also from people around me. So when it comes to depression, I'm sure all of you have heard that word many times, like I'm feeling depressed and all that. So the way I look at depression, or the way I assess and diagnose if someone has clinical depression, is I utilize this assessment called PHQ-9. So PHQ-9 has 9, I guess you can say 9 symptoms that we associate with depression. And then you rate in the last 2 weeks how often you've been feeling that particular symptom. All right, so it's none, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day. So the first 2 symptoms of depression on that assessment involves lack of motivation and feeling sad, depressed, or hopeless. All right, so if someone answers that they feel these almost every day in the last 2 weeks, or they have felt these in the last 2 weeks almost every day, most likely they can qualify for a diagnosis for clinical depression, or we call it major depressive disorder. All right. So, and then I go through the assessment with the clients and find out, exactly what's happening. So here's the thing. We all feel depressed. We all feel symptoms of depression. The lack of motivation, the sadness, depressed feelings. It affects sleep, feeling bad about ourselves, things like that. So I'm gonna link a copy of the PHQ-9 in the description section. All right. So when we look at clinical depression or major depressive disorder, one of the things that I look at, or I ask clients is, how are these symptoms affecting your daily life, your daily functioning? So, for example, if a client is telling me, Lloyd, I'm feeling depressed, feeling so sad and lonely, and not motivated to do anything almost every day, and I cannot get out of bed, I cannot eat, I cannot sleep, I'm not going to work, I'm neglecting self, hygiene, I'm not taking, a bath, or I'm not able to pay my bills, I'm isolating from people. Those are pretty, good indication that someone is clinically depressed. All right. But sometimes people will just say, I'm just having a down day, I'm feeling sad today, but they're still able to function, they're able to go to work, they're able to talk to friends and things, and those kinds of activities, they can eat, they can take a shower and all that. That really will not qualify as, clinical depression. Okay. But as I always say to people, do not self-diagnose. Okay, it's very easy to do that. You look at the internet, you have all these symptoms, check, boom, someone has clinical depression. No. Make sure that you always consult with a professional. So talk to a psychotherapist or talk to a psychiatrist, and they can, do more of an assessment and more of a history. Get more information from you in order to get a more accurate diagnosis and indication whether or not you have clinical depression. All right? So, second question is, I have been feeling depressed, and my friend suggested that I try medications to feel better, but I am hesitant to do it. What should I do? So, again, I've heard this question and there's comments about hesitations, regarding medications from a lot of people, including my own clients, who are starting to explore medications or have been told that, they can benefit from medications. So look, like any medication, there will be some concerns about it. Concerns about side effects. Will it work? How will that change, someone's personality or well-being, all that. And I always say to people, these are valid concerns. Everyone has, concerns about that. And it's okay to question. So my approach to this is like this. First of all, does someone really need to be on medication? I'm very careful in making a recommendation for medication because I believe that in some situations, it's not really necessary to be on medications. So for example, if someone just have very mild symptoms of depression, they're feeling down once in a while, they're not feeling motivated to do anything, things like that, very mild, I don't really think that they can benefit from medications. So what I work with, when I work with clients, I talk to them and teach them about, self-care or healthy coping skills like physical exercise, which I'm going to do a video about in the next few episodes. They can, engage in what we call pleasurable activities, hobbies, interests, things like that. Maybe they can just talk to friends or just be in therapy, so they don't really need to be on medications. Now, we're talking about a client or a person with severe depression or severe symptoms, like I said, cannot get out of bed, neglects work, isolates themselves, always sad, cannot eat. If it's, moderate to severe symptoms, yes, they most likely will really benefit from medications. I always also say this, medications are not really designed for long-term use. Right? There may be some exceptions, but medications should not be long-term, okay? And should not be the only, I guess you can say, line of defense. Okay, there should also be other things that clients work on when it comes to managing their symptoms. Again, healthy coping skills, meditation, exercise, support from people, therapy, whether individual or group therapy, all that together with medications will have a much better impact, positive impact to clients, especially on a long-term basis, right? And again, like I said, it's best to talk to a professional. So talk to a therapist, talk to a psychiatrist, get information. There are many different antidepressants in the market right now. All right. And when someone asks me about medications, I like I said, I validate, I acknowledge their concerns, and give them education, psychoeducation on depression and antidepressants. And then clients can make their decisions whether or not they want to be on medications. So at the end of the day, it is you, the client, who can say yes or no if you want to take medications. Us professionals will give our professional opinion based on the information you provided us, give our professional advice and opinion, and then you decide. So that's my thoughts and my perspective on medication. Okay? So here comes the third question. Lloyd, I have a friend who has been feeling depressed. I have suggested he gets help, but he does not want to go to therapy or try medications. I want to be helpful, but I don't know what else to do. How can I help my friend? Okay. This is a tough one, I must say, because I know a lot of you can relate to this. You want to be helpful to this friend or a family member who maybe is clearly going through very tough times, or maybe clearly is very depressed, but doesn't want to do anything, or doesn't want to get the help, I should say. And that's a challenge, because we want to be supportive and helpful, but then you get that resistance from someone. So, really, what else can you do? Here's what I say to this. Someone can receive help if they want the help. Right? So someone will really need to be open to getting help. All right? And I know that can be frustrating when from an outsider's perspective, we strongly feel that they can benefit from help, whether it's specifically in this case going to therapy or medications. Right? So that's a tough one. What I always say to people is, first things first, we don't know exactly what they're going through. So maybe they're just, maybe we all process things differently. So maybe the kind of help you're suggesting may not be something that they really feel is helpful for them. And that's okay. Unless, of course, you have a friend who is suicidal, then of course we have to get involved and get the help right away, because we want to make sure they're safe. Okay. So what I say to this is, just ask. Ask this person how you, as the friend or a family member, how can you be helpful? Okay? Just ask. Listen. They may not want help because for certain reasons. So it's important to know what those reasons are and then make a suggestion. Okay? It's so easy to say, oh, you need therapy or you need medications. Not always the case for specific people. So the best thing to do is just ask. Okay? And then let them make a decision for themselves. You provide information. You can go to therapy, and all that. You can make suggestions. But at the end of the day, it's up to that person to make a decision on what they feel is best for them. It may not be at the timing that we feel is necessary or beneficial. But again, like I said, if they're not ready, any kind of help that we give them may not work. Okay? They have to be open and ready to accept the help for the help to work for that particular individual. All right? All right. So I hope that I was able to answer those questions pretty clearly. And again, like I said earlier, if you have any questions, anything related to mental health, please make sure to put them down in the comment section, or you can email me directly at lloyd@blueharborpsychotherapy.com. You can also check out our website, blueharborpsychotherapy.com. And again, don't forget, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big like, a big thumbs up, and please feel free to share this video to all your friends and families. I hope that all of you will learn a lot and have learned a lot through this episode. Alright, so that's it. Thanks all for watching, and as I always say at the end of my videos, I want to wish all of you to have a happy mental health day. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!